Hi guys, Autumn here today to do my October 2020 TBR. I have a lot of books to show you. I did roll some more from Becca's Bookopoly board. I used her. So I rolled some for physical books, and then I rolled again for Kindle books. I will post those of me rolling later. I just want to throw all the books I'm planning on reading in one video, and then I'll do the rolls in a separate video so you could see. But for the most part, I am planning on rolling 6 times for physical books and then 6 times for Kindle books, and then any other if I get doubles and stuff. So yes, I'm going to go with the Kindle books first because I don't have the screen. So roll number 1 was TBR game for that one, and I landed on lowest rated in my wheel. So the lowest rated Kindle book I own is The Collections by Rebecca Berto. This is a book box set of 5 books, so I am planning on only reading one, which I am planning on reading Entwined, which is the lowest rated books of hers. So yes, I think this was like a 2 point something thing, so that's the lowest rated. Rule number 2 was LGBTQ plus rep. And I am going to read Charming Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is book 7 in the Like Us series. This is Oliver and Jack story. Then rule number 3 is new adult, and I'm going to read I Promise You by Isla Madden Mills. That doesn't come out yet, so I don't have a picture. That comes out in October. Rule number 4 was, I should mention rule number 3 was a double, so I have to add a roll. Rule number 4 was Own Voice, and I am going to read Stay Gold by Tobia McSmith. This is YA. This follows a transgender boy in a senior year of high school, and it is Own Voice because the author is transgender. So yes, I'm excited to read this. Rule number 5 was an audiobook, and for that audiobook, I just bought this book, but I would like to reread After We Collide by Anna Todd. This is the second book in After, and the movie comes out in October, so I want to reread this. As I said, I just did buy this, but I also have it on Kindle and audio. So yes. Roll number 6 was a double, and I landed on audiobook. Yes, audiobook. And I am going to read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is my first Sarah J. Maas book. So, yes. I don't really know what this is about other than it's like more of a new adult fantasy that deals with fays. And that's all I know. So, yes. Rule number 7 was a small book and under 300 pages. And I'm going to read Getaway Girl by Tessa Bailey. This is 280. Also, I have this on audio from my library. I did borrow the audiobook A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas from my library too. So, yes. these will probably be the first 2 books I read in the month, but yes. And then finally, it was another TBR game, and I used my wheel, and it landed on New to Me author, and for that, I decided to pick up Final Girls by Riley Sagar, and I don't know what this book is other than it's a thriller that follows a survivor of a serial killer, and yes, so I do have it on my Kindle, but I also own it. See, it's right there. So there's that. And then for my physical book of Becca's or bookopoly, I landed rule number 1 was YA, and for that I'm choosing Always and Forever Laura Jean by Jenny Han. This is the 3rd book in the Laura Jean series, and I need to read this. Then rule number 2 was a romance reveal, and I landed on 4 romance reveal, so that means I just get to pick any romance reveal book I have, which I have 5 shelves of. So I picked Great and Precious Things by Rebecca Euros. I have this on audio. I should mention I also have this on audio. So there's that. Then I landed on Community Shelf, and I picked the audio challenge, and I am gonna do The Whisper Man by Alex North. This is a thriller. I don't really know much about it. I'm just trying to read my 3 thrillers that I own left, because I don't really read thrillers this month since it's October. So there's that. Then rule number 4, which was a double, I landed on Go, and I got to randomize my TBR. And for that, it chose number 8, and number 8 was book 2 in a series. So I decided to read the first book because I haven't read book 2. So that is Pieces by Tia Leo. This is book 1 in the Patchwork series. This is a paranormal series. I don't know much else about this, but I do have this on audio. And yeah, I'm excited. I do have book 2, so if I like this, I may just pick up book 2 too, because it is fairly short. Right here. Broken Pieces. I mean, it is short, so I may just pick this one up too if I enjoy it. And rule number 5 is colorful cover, and I chose When Hope Ends, Life Begins by Freya Barker. Barker. It is Barker. And I don't know much else about this. This was a romance reveal, and it is colorful because it has a few different colors. So chose that. Rule number 6 was person of color rep, and for that I am choosing Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This is a basketball sports romance, new adult, and I'm excited to continue. Have I only read one book, like one full book by her? Or I haven't even read a full book by her. Yeah, I only read a few novellas. I've read the Read Me Romance novella, and then Flow. So I haven't even read a full length novel by Kennedy Ryan. So I'm excited to give this a shot. I do have this on audio. It is through Audible Escape, which is the last month of Audible Escape, so I want to listen to this through that. So yes. And then finally, rule number 7 was first in a series, and I am going to be rereading The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 1 in the Origin series, which is a spin-off of the Lux series. I read this back in 2018, So I want to reread this. And yes. And then when I was watching Becca's Bookopoly TBR for October, she mentioned this really cool readathon that I had no idea about. And I'm going to take part of it because it sounds really cool. And it's the Slayfest20 Readathon. I'm a big Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, so this is a readathon just following um, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I'll leave the announcement down below. It's really good. It's a really cool readathon. So there are 10 characters. You get to pick who you're going to be, and each character has a special benefit. And then there are 10 locations throughout the show where you go, and you have to go in order of the locations, and then each location has a challenge and a big bad that you have to face. So yes. So my character that I chose is gonna be Tara, which is to read a LGBTQ plus character or a diverse character. So I either am gonna read Longshot by Kennedy Ryan or Charming Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I'm reading both of them this month, so I don't know which one is gonna fit for that one, but both of those. Then location number 1 is the Bronze, which is to read a light and fluffy read. And I think Big and Crazy by Carla Swartzen is going to be a light and fluffy read. So I'm going to give this a go. I do have this on the audio. So yes. Number 2, location 2 is the Restfield Cemetery, which is to read a short or quick read. And I'm going to do When Hope Ends, Life Begins by Freya Barker. This is pretty short. It's just 216 pages, 216 pages. So it's fairly short. Roll. Location number 3 is the school library, and it is to read the oldest book on your TBR. You could do this either 2 ways. The longest that's been on your shelf, or like the earliest published, like the longest published. And I did it the longest one that's been on my shelf. So that is Temptations by K.M. Scott. This is book 1 in the Club X series. I got this back in 2014, I think. When I met her. Yeah, 2014. So it's been a while. So yes, I'm gonna read that. Location number 3 is, or 4 is the Mansion the Mansion, which is to read the next book in a series you've been delaying, continuing, or start a new series. And I am going to do The Burning Shadow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 2 in the Origin series. I haven't said I've been delaying finishing. I just didn't own this until this year. So yeah, I just haven't bought this since this year. So I would like to continue on with this series. Location number 5 is Sunnydale High. Read a book with a school as the main setting. And for that, my books are all over the place. Sorry. I'm going to read Always and Forever, Laura Jean. This, as I said, is book 3 in the Laura Jean series by Jenny Han. And it's Laura Jean's senior year of school, so I think it's going to be primarily set in a school setting. Number 6 is UC Sunnydale, which is to read a book with your least favorite trope. And as Tara, I could remove any challenge I want, which is my benefit. So I am accept the final battle. So I'm gonna not do number 6. So number 7 is the Tower. Read a book that is outside your comfort zone. And for that, I am gonna do No Exit by Taylor Adams. This is a thriller. I don't know much else about this, but I don't really read thrillers, so it's outside my comfort zone. Number 8 is The Magic Box, which is read a poetry book, a book written in prose, or a book where music is a primary plot point. And for that, I'm going to do Fastlane by Kristen Ashley. This follows a rock band in the 80s and 90s. So, yes. And it has a guitar on the cover, so I'm going to say music is a primary plot. Number 9 is to read a dark or taboo book. This is for Dark Willow, so read a dark or taboo book. I am going to read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. So yes. And then number 10 is The Final Battle, which is, or the Hellmouth, which is longest book or on your TBR or intimidates you. The one I picked is not necessarily the longest book on my TBR, but it's the book that I want to read for this. And it comes out on the 20th. It is the 3rd book in the Origin series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It is 512 pages, so it's not that long, but I want to finish that series because I think it's the final book in that series. So yes, if I could finish that series this month, I would be great. And that's why I'm including it. So there's that. So those are my TBRs for Bookopoly-a-thon, just Bookopoly, Kindle, and physical. And now I am going to talk about my romanceopoly readathon. So I picked the last 15 books. I figured I don't know how many of these I will read, but I just want to go over briefly what I plan to read for them. So for autumn, for the moon pack, I'm going to read The Whisper Man by Alex North because this is a spooky or Halloween read. For autumn, for the sun pack, I'm going to read No Exit by Taylor Adams. For farmer's market, for the moon pack, which is to read a book where the hero or heroine is a chef or works in the food industry. I'm going to do Bacon Me Crazy by Carla Sorensen. For farmer's market, for the sun pack, which is to read where the heroine hero is a ranch farmer cowboy. I'm going to read Good Enough by Kelly Elliott, and that comes out in the month of October. For Boulevard, is to read a young adult novel considered a classic. I'm going to do Always and Forever Laura Jean by Jenny Han. As I said, 3rd book. For Campus Corner, which is to read a new adult where the heroine is a jock, I'm going to read Not My Romeo by Isla Madden Mills. This is book 1 in the Game Changer series, and I'm excited to read this. It might not actually be new adult So, if this is not new adult, I'm going to read I Promise You by Islamata Mills, which will be new adult. This might be like actual adult because it says he's a famous football player. So I don't know if that means NFL. But we shall see. Otherwise, I do want to read this, so there's that. Then, for Read a Fantasy, where the main character is a magic user, which is Journey's End for Sun, I am going to read A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Or City Lane in the Moon Pack, which is to read urban fantasy published in the last 5 years. I am going to read The Power by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 2 in the Titan series. Or The Cobbles on Moon Pack, which is to read a historical romance not set in London. I'm going to read The Outlander, reread Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. For Courtship Row for the Moon Pack, read a historical fiction where the heroine is a spire soldier. I don't know that one. I don't know. I am not a huge historical fiction. The one I'm leaning towards is the Duchess deal. For Outer Space for the Moon Pack is read a sci-fi with the alien or cyborg main character. I'm going to read Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. For Amore Avenue, which is to read an age gap romance, I am reading Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, which is the Sun Pack on that. For Moon Pack for Past Eves, which is read a historical fiction novel, I'm going to read Across Time by Elizabeth Aroka, and that is Moon Pack. For BFF's House, which means any genre, read a Friends to Lovers romance, I'm going to read Getaway Girl by Tessa Bailey. And then lastly, the last one I have is The Lover's Lane for Moon Pack, which is to read a LGBT romance which isn't contemporary. And for that one, I'm going to read The Lady's Guide to, I don't know how to say this, but yeah, I have it on audio, sorry. So those are my TBR for October. I know it's very long, and sorry about that, but those are all my plans for October. As I said, I was able to manage making most of them collide, and I will have my video for me rolling for for bookopoly, so look out for that, and I'll have all the information down below. I don't know if I mentioned, but Slayfest is the whole month of October 1st through the 31st. So yes, but those are my plans, and if you've read any of these, which ones do you like, and which one should I start with? And I'll see you guys later. Bye.